What's up, you guys? My name is Carson Rouse, and welcome back to Business Buzz, where we focus on business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Today, I'm going to be going through 20 different ways that you can save that money fast. So being a cheapskate gets a really bad rep. However, people who cut down on as many expenses as possible and are able to save extra money that way can then put that money towards saving for retirement or even going on fun trips. Little by little, each tiny expense that you cut down on can really improve your cash flow. And you would be amazed just how quickly you can save a relatively good amount of money as long as you stick to the plan. That's why I've compiled 20 different ways that you can save money on big expenses in your life or little expenses in your life. And if you do even a couple of these things and just put that extra saved money towards a goal, whether that be purchasing a camera or going on a trip or just putting it in your investment portfolio, I think you guys can really take something from this. Also, I made a video about 8 months ago of 5 different ways that you can save money. So if you're looking for a more in-depth take on each of those ways, I would watch this video. This video is going to be more of a quick fire. I'm going to be talking about each one for a little bit, but not too long, or else this video would be like half an hour. But anyway, enough of keeping you guys waiting. Just go down, give me a like. Please do that. Let's get right into it. Number 1, cancel unnecessary subscriptions. Guys, you'd be amazed, every couple months I will just go on my Apple ID settings, check my subscriptions, and I realize that I'm subscribed to things, I'm paying money each month on things that I don't even want anything to do with anymore. For example, just yesterday I've been paying $12 a month for Canva. It's what I use to edit my thumbnails, and I bought this pro version free trial, and I don't even really need it, and I've been paying $12 a month for half a year now. Total waste of money. So I would recommend canceling these unnecessary subscriptions. Even if you kind of want it, I would still cancel it if it's costing you too much money. Number 2, download fast food apps. Guys, I know this sounds silly, but if you eat a lot of fast food like I do, first of all, don't, because it's unhealthy, and also it's going to rack up a lot of money over time, which is exactly what this video is not about doing. However, if you insist on eating fast food like I do, at least download their respective apps. I'm telling you guys, when I go to McDonald's, my meal should be around $10, but because of the discount code I use, my meal is usually around $5. That's right, I usually save around 50%. It's a buy one, get one deal, and what I do, because I eat a lot of food, I get a quarter pounder and a 10-piece chicken nugget. Those two together, again, should be around $9 to $10, but it's a buy one, get one, so I get it for around $4.50. It's beautiful. Number 3, utilize tax write-offs. Guys, I am by no means a tax expert, but if you can do some of your own research, you would be amazed just how many things you can write off on your taxes. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're able to write off $1,000 worth of purchases or miles on your car, anything like that on your taxes. That doesn't necessarily mean that you get $1,000 off of your taxes, but that does mean that you're paying money on $1,000 less dollars. That was a really confusing explanation. Again, I'm not good at explaining these things, but if you do your own research, I'm sure you can save a ton of money come next tax season. Number 4, download Acorns. I've talked about Acorns way too much on this channel, but it's by far the easiest and simplest way to save money, in my opinion. It's a roundup app. So you don't have to use Acorns. Any sort of roundup app would work. But basically, I'm sure you've already heard about it, but real quick, let's say you go into Circle K and you buy a Gatorade for $2.20. What Acorns does is it rounds up every single one of your purchases to the next dollar. So instead of you spending $2.20, you'll pay $2.20 at Circle K, and the remaining 80 cents will be sent to Acorns. So every one of your purchases will be a nice round number, so that would be $3, and the remaining 80 cents goes to Acorns, which is an investing app. It invests your money in different index funds. So over time, 80 cents doesn't sound like a lot of money, or 10 cents or 50 cents, but depending on how many purchases you make, you can really save up a lot of money over time. I think I have like $500 in my Acorns, and I've only had it for like a year. So it's definitely worth getting into. And the great thing about investing in Acorns is that you don't even realize that you're saving money, because it's happening so little by little, and then you check it in a year and you're like, wow, this is really adding up. Number 5, cut the cord. Why are people still paying these astronomically high amounts on their cable bill? Cable bills are getting more expensive every year because more and more people are cutting the cord. Guys, unless you are like literally addicted to TV and you love watching like literally every single channel that your provider offers, then sure, stick with cable. But I'm sure most of you guys don't watch more than 3 to 4 TV shows or services on your provider. So with that, you can just purchase different subscriptions like Netflix and Hulu, stuff like that, and you'll be getting the same content, and in fact, you'll have it at the tips of your fingers. On TV, you've got to wait for certain things to come out. On Netflix and Hulu, you can just watch them as you want. Number 6, create a budget. This is the most obvious one, and obviously this is going to be the one that's going to save you the most money, in my opinion. If you can actually write out or plan out on your computer, whatever, a budget for yourself. So every time you get paid, this especially works if you get paid the same amount every 2 weeks. Every time you get paid, a certain amount of money goes towards all of your bills, a certain amount of money goes towards foods. You just categorize each part of your cash flow. And then you want to leave some room for savings. So let's say 10% of your paycheck after taxes goes towards a savings or investing account of some sort. If you do that and you can actually stick to a budget, you'll be saving tons of money in no time. Number 7, emergency car snacks. Hear me out. Have you ever been really hungry while you're in your car and it's just so convenient to pull through McDonald's? Because I know I do a lot, and I use that 2-for-1 deal. So if you do, use that deal. However, it's not good to do that often, both for your body and for your bank account. So what I recommend doing is purchasing a large quantity of snacks from Walmart or something like that. Let's say fruit snacks or something, anything to tide you over. So when you're in the car and you just get the urge to eat something because you're bored or hungry, you can just grab one of those, eat while you're driving, and then once you get home, you can eat a full meal. So you're not tempted to eat that expensive fast food on your way home. Knowing me though, I'd probably eat all my car snacks and still get fast food. Number 8, Zenni Optical. Guys, oh my God, if you wear glasses, please check out Zenni Optical. This is not a sponsor, by the way, but this is where I get all my glasses. So you guys know the struggle. If you have glasses, whenever you go to the eye doctor, you can usually buy glasses there, or even at Walmart. And these glasses can range in price. They can literally cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars, even with the littlest upgrades, or even without the upgrades. Now, yes, usually these glasses are a little bit higher quality than Zenni Optical, but I kid you not, guys, this pair of glasses, I'm not saying they're the coolest or the best material or the most strongly made glasses in the world, but they literally cost me like $20. They're my prescription exactly. They have the no glare feature, and you can even get them engraved if you want with your name for just a few dollars upcharge. Zenni Optical is the greatest website for anybody who needs glasses. Now, again, I will say these do break easier, but even if you're breaking 5 pairs of these a year, you're still saving money in the long run, I promise you. Number 9, pay off debt. This one's pretty self-explanatory. If you have a bunch of student loan debt or even just a little bit of credit card debt, pay that off as quick as you can, and it will vastly improve your cash flow so you can start using that money that you were putting towards debt to now being saved. Number 10, calculate your purchases by hours worked. This is one that I use myself, okay? Hear me out. Let's say that you make $15 an hour and there's something that you want that costs $150. Don't just look at that item as $150. Well, hey, I can afford it. No, look at it by the amount of hours you had to work. If you make $15 an hour, a $150 purchase is 10 hours that you worked hard for. So ask yourself this question. would you go to work for an extra 10 hours to pay for that item? If the answer is yes, then buy the item. But if the answer is a heck no, then heck no, don't buy the item. And also keep in mind that after taxes, you're actually making less money. Number 11, strict grocery list. Guys, when you go to the grocery store, you better have a list already made of exactly what you need. Grocery stores are designed to get you to make extra purchases that you were not intending to get when you're there. So stay laser focused, make a list, and stick to it. Of course, if you see one or two things at the grocery store that you're like, hey, I want to get that, that's fine. But if you're spending double the money that you would have, then there's a problem. Number 12, carpool. Guys, you'd be amazed just how much money you're spending on gas every year just going to work. So if somebody at your work or school or whatever lives close to you, then you guys can simply ride together in the same car, and you can split gas prices, and you can take turn driving each other's car, so as the wear and tear on each car is equivalent. So you're basically spending half the money to get to work every day. And obviously, if you're carpooling with more than just two people, then you can be paying a third or even a fourth of the amount of money on gas. Number 13, Retail Me Not. Guys, my mom is obsessed with Retail Me Not, and so I thought I'd include it. So whenever you're purchasing something online, or you're about to make a purchase, always check Retail Me Not first. Again, not a sponsor, but if you go to their website, or actually, I think you just have to copy a link and it'll let you know if there are any discounts or discount codes for that item or for that store that you can use. I believe Honey is also another option. It's like a web browser addition that you can add on. So whenever you're making an online purchase, it will let you know if there's a discount code that you could be using. In the long run, again, with enough items, this can save you a lot of money. Number 14, improve your credit score. There are plenty of videos you can watch on YouTube on how to improve your credit score. Just making simple purchases on your credit card and always paying it off on time is a good way to start. And improving your credit score will help out your interest rates. So when you want to take a loan out on a car or a home someday, it'll save you tons of money in the long run if you have a good credit score. Number 15, automatic savings. This kind of goes along with making a budget, but instead of you yourself having to put that money in savings, because you'll make excuses sometimes as to not put money in savings, instead you can get into a high interest savings account that can automatically take a certain amount of money out of your paycheck every 2 weeks. So if you want to save $200 a paycheck, you can have that automatically set up so you don't even have to do anything. Number 16, shop at thrift stores. I'm not a big fashion guy. I don't spend too much money on clothes, so this isn't a huge one for me. But if you're looking, if you're like into fashion, going to thrift stores can actually help you out in that way, both with your pockets and your creativity. So if you go to thrift stores, you can save tons of money while still looking fly as heck. Number 17, start a change jar. This is really obvious, but basically, whenever you make a purchase with cash and you get coins back, just put it all in a jar and watch it pile up over time. And then you can either roll up the coins by hand and take them to the bank, or you can lose a little bit of that money and just take it to a Coinstar at your local grocery store and get a few $100s maybe out of it over enough time. Number 18, purchase generic food brands. Guys, if you shop at Walmart or any other grocery store like that, why are you paying for the big name brands when the generic brands taste basically just the same? Now, there are a few exceptions, but when it comes down to it, generic brands are almost the same thing. And a lot of times they're like half the cost, especially with cereal. You'd be amazed just how much cheaper generic cereal is than the name brand, and 90% of the time it tastes almost exactly the same. So stick with generic. Number 19, don't be too giving. There's a lot of people in this world that love giving people gifts. I mean, we all love giving people gifts. I do too. But there are some people who, I swear to you, spend half of their paycheck on other people, just buying them presents and surprises, which is great, and it's awesome that you're a great person and all. I know that doesn't necessarily mean you're a great person, but it's a very nice thing to do. But don't spend too much money on other people. I know you enjoy it, but chill out a little bit on that. Stick to the holidays for spoiling people, and maybe a surprise for somebody every once in a while. But you don't constantly have to be giving money to people. In fact, me, for example, when people give me presents, especially if it's not for like a holiday, I oftentimes feel bad about accepting it. I don't like that they put themselves technically in a worse financial situation than me. I know it's minimal, but it's still, don't get me wrong, I like surprises, but just keep it to a minimum. Number 20, don't tip anybody for anything. Obviously, I'm kidding. What I really mean by this is don't always tip by percentage. In my opinion, tipping should be based on the service that you got. I'm not saying to just harshly judge all your waiters and waitresses and chauffeurs and everything like that. Basically, if somebody's not a complete a-hole to you, you should tip them, and tip them well. But don't base it. I've never understood, let's say you go out to a restaurant by yourself and order an expensive steak for $50. Why are you tipping the waitress more for that than if you would have just got the cheap mac and cheese? Like, the amount of work on their part is the exact same. All they're doing is carrying out the plate, they're checking on you, they're refilling your drinks, or asking you if anything's wrong, which is all great and all, but why does your bill being more expensive have anything to do with the amount of work they did? I've never really understood that, especially if they're only carrying out like the same amount of plates. Doesn't make any sense to me. So tip based on service, don't tip 30% every time. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. Hope this video saves you some money for the future. If it did anything for you at all, make sure to go down and subscribe to Business Buzz and like this video. So guys, I will see you in the next video.